Rangers win, baby, 3-1 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. And doesn't it feel great to be on this side of things where we end a point streak, where we end some players' streak that they were on? Isn't it nice to actually be on this side of things? Because it's been a while since we have. But regardless, the Rangers, they have Toronto coming to town and they beat them. Not in a pretty way, but they end up grabbing the 2 points, which, again, 5 straight now. It's not accidental at this point. They are doing something right here and there. So there's a lot to be excited about with this team right now. And I haven't felt this excitement in a while. It's been since last year now. So yeah, I'm feeling excited again about this team. And this was the statement. These 2 games, these past 2 were the test for me. If they handle New Jersey and Toronto, I thought, yeah, they're back. And sure enough, I feel like they're back right now. And we'll see if they can carry the win streak over. And listen, they're not going to go perfect the rest of the way through, but they need to continue to grab the 2 points here and there as much as they could. And I think that this was a crucial one. This was definitely a crucial one. They played a very solid game for the most part, in my opinion, when it came to the first period and parts of the second, but that third period got very ugly. That is for sure. And the Rangers easily could have lost this game, but Igor Shesterkin stood on his head. We're going to talk more about this. So before we do, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. But let's talk about this first period. The Rangers get a very early power play. I think Giordano ended up taking the penalty on this one, but the Garden, electric, by the way. Very electric the entire night, and especially early on. And the Rangers, like I said, get an early power play in this one. We're feeling good. First power play unit can't convert, but the Rangers' second unit does end up converting. Can you believe it? The second unit did something as they had a nice little cycle going. Little pass down from Hedl, down low to Lafreniere. Lafreniere out to Kakko. Kakko back to Hedl, and Hedl buries it on the open cage. At first, I didn't even realize it went in. I thought it hit the post or something, but it ended up being a snipe, an absolute beaut, and that ended up making it a 1-0 game early in this one. And the Rangers continued to actually look really good this period. They, I think, outshot the Leafs at one point in this period. I want to say like 5-1, and then it was like 8-3 or something like that in this period. And they look great. And they also played great defensively, despite Toronto ended up catching them up in shots, and they ended up scoring as well because Jacob Trouba decides, let me go for a little bit of a walk to go get my stick since I dropped that, instead of just letting the forward give me a stick. He decides, yeah, let me go for a walk. And Michael Bunting gets left alone in front, and he ends up scoring 1-1 game. Kampf and Timmins with the assist on that one. So the Rangers, though, overall, I thought they played a great period. I thought they looked great defensively, and I thought that they generated a good amount of scoring chances as well. There was a couple of opportunities that they ended up getting, just couldn't convert. But I thought they looked good in the first period for the most part. Let's see if they could carry it into the second, and they did to an extent. There was a lot of times where they were pinned in the defensive zone, but the commitment to block shots were there. That is for sure. I like the amount of block shots that they had, because that was something that they needed to clean up and they need to help Igor with, and they definitely did that. And they end up getting a late goal, and who other than Jimmy Vesey, the former Leaf himself, ends up coasting in from the middle of the ice, and he just makes a beautiful move to undress TJ Brodie. Not necessarily undress him. He was diving across, trying to stop an odd man rush there and the pass across, but he just dangles around him and he buries one for a 2-1 lead. And the Rangers also had some chances before that too. I think Johnny Brzezinski hit a post at some point in this one, and they were generating a good amount of chances, but that second period, they outshot Toronto 6-4, unlike the 9-9 shots in the first period. So a bit better there. And then the third period comes around, and this got ugly. This got ugly. Igor had to make a lot of big saves in this one. Stopped David Kampf in front on one. I think he stopped Bunting on one. Tavares on one. He had to make stop after stop, and it got very ugly. I thought for sure that this was going to be a game that they were going to tie and then go to overtime in this one. They got outshot 10-5 in the third period. It looked very ugly, but Jimmy Vesey ended up burying the empty netter to make things 3-1, and the Rangers held on to win this one. And the shots in total, 23-20 in favor of Toronto. So they didn't allow too much. Sorry, I'm not going too in depth with this one because when I'm at the game, it's kind of more difficult for me to go in depth. I like to, enjoy the game while I'm there. Shots were, like I said, 23-20. Face-off percentage, 51-49 in favor of the Rangers. So not too bad there. Power play went 1 for 1. 0 for 3 for the Leafs. The penalty kill is unreal, by the way. Let's take a minute to appreciate the penalty kill because how many times shorthanded did the Rangers generate chances? Like, seriously, Kreider, I think, got a chance shorthanded. They generate so many. Also forgot to mention, by the way, in the second period, I don't know what Mitch Marner was doing, but he had a chance all alone in front, and he decides not to shoot it. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why he didn't shoot it, but thank you. But, again, back to special teams. They kill it on the special teams. They do. The penalty kill absolutely is unreal. Not allowing chances and getting chances shorthanded. The penalty kill is very underrated for this Rangers team. Very underrated. Hits 19-8 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 14-11 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaways 29 for the Leafs. And 9 for the Rangers. So, yeah, the Leafs certainly didn't play a great game there. Wow, I thought the Rangers turned the puck over too much because, my God, how many times did Jacob Trouba decide to gift one at the blue line or Ben Harper gift one at the blue line? It was not pretty in that regard. But in terms of how each line played, I thought the first line was solid. Panarin, Zibanejad, and Gaudreau. I thought they were very solid tonight. Really liked their game. I really did. Not a lot that I hated. Panarin ended up hitting the post on an opportunity as well that he got late in the game. Actually, I don't think that was late in the game. I think that was, yeah, it was actually. It was third period. I don't know why I'm mixing it up. But he had a post shot. Zibanejad, I would have liked for him to be a little bit more effective offensively, but he still had a pretty solid game for the most part. And I'm not going to complain too much. 58% in the faceoff die as well, which is something that you like to see. The second line, the Kittle line was great tonight. There were times where I didn't like them. Like one shift, there was Lafreniere where they were getting it on the forecheck, and for whatever reason, he's just gliding in. How about you get in on and forecheck, baby? Get in and forecheck. Get in and work. But still, I thought that line had a great game. Philip Hedl looks so dominant. He looks so dominant. He deserved more points tonight. He's not good in the faceoff dot by any means, but outside of that, man, he is dominant. That penalty that he got called for, I didn't like. I thought that was stupid. That was a stupid call, by the way. But Philip Hedl, he looks great. Kakko, it's weird that the points are coming from him when he hasn't been as noticeable. I didn't notice him too much tonight. And it's weird because he was so noticeable earlier in the season. The points didn't come. Now the points are coming when he's unnoticeable. It doesn't make sense, this game. It really doesn't. Lafreniere gets a point as well. He had a decent game for the most part, so very happy with that. And then the third line. This third line is so good. This third line is so good. Kreider, Trocheck, and Vesey have to stay together. Have to. They are so good together. Kreider actually looks noticeable on this line. You're actually noticing him night in and night out on that line. Trocheck, 69% in the faceoff dot. Nice. He looked great tonight. On both ends of the puck. You notice him on both ends of the puck. He's so good. And then Vesey. Himmy Vesey with 2 goals, 2 Genos. Showing his balls to the other team. Showing his former team, I should say. Had 3 shots on goal. He looked great tonight. I like that third line a lot. They're a good shutdown line. They fit so well together. And it makes the team look deeper as well, right? When you have those guys. I really like that line. And then the fourth line, I thought they were okay. I mean, there were times where they were pinned way too much, actually, in the defensive zone. Brzezinski, Kravtsov, and Gauthier. Gauthier, I didn't really like him in Brzezinski's game. Kravtsov was pretty okay as well. Not too noticeable. I think that he needs to be on that first line, though, instead of Barclay Goodrow. I do. I'm glad that they finally acknowledged that Blay was not working, which sucks because I do like Blay. It's just that he hasn't been playing good. But Kravtsov being back in the lineup, love to see that. And decent game. Again, I think he needs to be on the first line where he's actually playing with talented players because Brzezinski and Gauthier, not too great. But Brzezinski looked great on the penalty kill, I will say that. A little Johnny Broadway action on the PK never hurts nobody, right? He was noticeable. I think he was one of the guys that actually got a chance shorthanded. 60% in the faceoff dot as well. Gotta love Johnny Broadway, baby. Lindgren and Fox looked great tonight. Fox had so many great defensive plays tonight. It's unreal. It's unreal. Shorted at 3 takeaways. It felt like more. It felt a lot like more. They neutralized the Leafs so much tonight, this defensive squad. Despite the fact that they allowed a couple odd man rushes, I mean, the Leafs missed the net on how many chances as well, which we should be thankful for as well. But they were also blocking shots again. They were. And Fox had a great game. He was just making such nice plays, taking the puck away, not allowing them to get opportunity. Same goes for Ryan Lindgren. He had a great game as well. Miller and Trouba. Miller had a really good game. I loved Miller's game. He had to cover a lot for Jacob Trouba's mistakes because Jacob Trouba continues to make turnovers and silly plays. Why were you chasing the stick there on that bunting goal? Like, seriously, why? That penalty that he took, why? Maybe because he turned the puck over and he made a poor play. That's why he had to take a dumb penalty. Jacob Trouba needs to sit, but like, there's no options. That's the issue. And then Schneider and Harper. Schneider had a great game. Schneider looks unreal. He made a nice play. I think it was in the third period on, I forgot who it was on, but he made a really nice defensive play in the third period that stood out to me. Breaking up a Leafs scoring chance that probably would have been a goal if he didn't break that up. Love what I saw from him. And then Harper was meh. I mean, meh. Like, I didn't like, there was a brutal play in the third period at the blue line when the puck was coming to him and the Rangers were in the offensive zone. Puck comes to him, he loses it, the Leafs come in for a fast break. I think that's actually the same play that Schneider made the nice defensive play to break up that Leaf scoring chance. So there you go. I put the pieces together there. There you go. So I liked what I saw from that defensive pair for the most part, but Ben Harper was better than Jacob Trouba. I could say that. I could say that. Well, let's get to Twitter. I'm sorry for making this a short one. I don't really have much to say. This was kind of a quiet game, kind of a weird game, but 5 in a row, man. They're on a roll. They're on a roll. Then you head into Philly, heading to, where else are they heading to? Forgot where. They're heading into Pittsburgh, but there's a game between that I'm forgetting. Chicago, that's right. Hey, maybe a chance to spark something. I know you lost to Chicago, but maybe a chance. I don't know. New York South 24 says, we back, baby. Are we? Are we? I think so. 5 in a row. What do you guys think? Are we back? Kazoo says, do you think Gallant is no longer on the hot seat or is he still under a microscope? What a win by the boys. 5 straight. Let's go. I think he's under the microscope still a bit because Dolan was monitoring the situation. When Dolan's monitoring a situation, that's how you know that you're under the microscope a bit. So I think the situation's being monitored, but his seat has definitely cooled down. I don't think, though, it was unwarranted at all, the hate that we were giving him. I will say that because people are going to be like, oh, you sound so stupid now, and you look stupid for saying that Gallant should have went. No, it was justified at the time, the criticism. There was a lot of issues going on with the team, and I think the seat has cooled down. I think he's pushing the right buttons a bit now, but it looked like the team gave up on him before, which it's interesting now that they're playing this way. When it looked like they gave up on him before, I don't know. I find it weird. And Smooth ROA says, how is Gallant able to construct the worst lines imaginable every single game? It's unreal. In all seriousness, how do you feel How do you feel? The kids are the reason we are on this win streak. Here are their stats in the last 5. Lafreniere, 2 goals, 2 apples. Kako, 2 goals, 1 apple. Heedle, 3 Genos, and an apple. Yeah, I think that they played a huge role, and them being back together and playing like they did before, that's a huge sign, because earlier in the season when they were put back together, they looked mediocre, but now they actually look dominant, and I think that them being utilized as a second line is smart because they're getting more ice time, they're getting more opportunities. And how about the power play 2 going out there after only a minute of power play 1 being out there? Usually Galot kind of rolls with his guns there. He put more trust in them, and also Kravtsov being on power play 2 instead of Sammy Blais working. Wow, I'm mind blown by the fact that that worked. Wow, that's just so crazy to think about. But yeah, I think that it's a huge reason why. It's definitely a huge reason, and we've said time and time again, them contributing is a huge key to the Rangers' success going forward. We need 40, 50 points from these guys at the very least. We do. And they're giving you a point production right now. So, that's what you need, and it's helping them a lot. But let me know your thoughts on this game in the comment section down below. Would love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, leave a like on it. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.